Hello creative people, this is Catherine with The Motley Art. In this video I'm going to be working in my traveler's notebook that I created, and I'm going to put a card up top here so you can see how I decorated the cover. This is a 6x6 traveler's notebook, and I am using the Candid Moments Scrapbooking Workshop Kit by Close to My Heart. Check the description for links and more information. I really enjoyed doing this page, and when I first saw this kit, one of the things that drew me to the workshop kit versus just getting like the pattern papers on their own was this big camera. I just thought it was really cute. I liked how it was kind of patchworky, and I thought it would be really fun to work with. It is a two-piece die cut, so you do have to put it together. You have to put the frame on top, which I guess, if you like it without the frame, you wouldn't have to put the frame on top, but I did think it looked prettier with the frame on top. It just kind of gives it a little bit of a finish, but it also gives it a little bit of dimension as well by having the two pieces. And then I used my shimmer brush to just kind of add a little shine here and there where, it would be glass piece. So I thought it would be fun just to add a little shimmer to it. Give it a little extra, of course. Now, I am trying to keep the layout as flat as possible in this book because I don't want it to, do that thing where the one side is really huge and your binding can't really take it all in. So I'm not going to put any foam dots or anything like that on these pieces. I'm just letting them layer up naturally and using that dimension of the layering of the different pieces up. So it'll probably, it's not going to be super flat when I'm done, when I get all of the pages done, but it shouldn't bow too badly. That's what I'm hoping for, is that it doesn't become really wide open. I'm not a big fan of that. I like my books to close naturally if possible, but this kind of is a little bit of an experiment. I haven't really worked in this style of binding before. I've made a bunch of mini albums, but usually I give space so that you can use some dimension. So I'm just kind of interested to see how this is going to work out and how this is going to look once it's all said and done. And if I really like it, then I might continue doing it. I might do a whole, series, one of these every month for the year. I think that would be kind of fun, and would then at the end of the year, I'd have these 12 little books all done. So we'll see. I haven't decided 100% yet, but I don't know. I don't always like to think too far ahead, because I feel like a lot of my creative process is in the moment. So I like to have a general idea, but then I really just love being able to look at what I've got, look at my supplies, and try to come up with what I'm going to design in the moment, instead of having like these really elaborate plans of like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, so on and so forth. I just feel like it's more freeing that way and a little less stressful, which is what I want from this type of creative outlet, is something that's not super stressful. I really do use this as a stress release. So if I start adding a lot of rules to it, a lot of planning to it, it takes that away. It makes it more stressful. It adds, layers that I don't want from it. So I did cut up those leaves because I thought they would look nicer if I could spread them around the layout a little bit more. So I just, as you saw, I just cut them apart, and I do really like how I was able to kind of move them around this layout. I think they came out looking really pretty. So I'm just kind of adding a little bit of extra glue, trying to keep that edge down, because also, like I said, partially I'm concerned about how well this book will flip. So I don't want too many things that are too loose, because I think that'll make it harder to flip through the book later. So I had to add a little extra glue here and there. Not a big deal. I also took one of the stickers that says Everyday Life, and I put that up top there because I do plan on putting a 2x2 picture in that frame. So I wanted sort of my sentiment to be up there at the top. And then I decided that I did want a little bit more shimmer on here. So I decided I wanted to use some Nuvo drops that I have. And I was going to leave them in the dot form. You know, Nuvo dots kind of almost make their own enamel dots. But then I thought that might just be a little too much dimension. So I decided to flatten them out. And I kind of like that look. It's different. It's kind of like a little puddle of the Nuvo drops. And I really kind of enjoy that. So I put 3 of them on the layout. And then I was kind of looking at it and I just felt like it just needed something else. It just needed like one more element. And I remembered that I have a bunch of these little hearts cut out. So I have them cut out of the sapphire blue, which is part of this collection. And so I brought a few out and I just kind of started sprinkling them around. And I just think this was the perfect finishing touch. This was that just little extra that just takes your layout, takes your images to that next level. So I go ahead and I add those around, just gluing them down, and I just love the look of it. Even though I get to this point and I still think to myself, it's still missing one. So I thought I was going to add this kind of translucent star. I thought, well, maybe that's what it needs, is one more element. But then I was like, no, it just needs another heart in that same spot. And the reason for that is because the heart that I put on the camera became part of the camera's overall look. So it took away being its own thing and joined the camera as one big image. So I still needed my 3 triangle of little hearts as their own embellishments. And I just really love how this came out. Thank you for watching my video. Please press the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope that you have a very creative day.